Hey, and welcome to another Firefly beading tutorial. Today I'm going to show you guys how to use head pins in 3 different ways. This is using some of the head pins we sell here at Firefly. We don't sell all of these, but most of them we do. So basically we do carry 2 to 3 inch head pins, sometimes 1.5 inch, and typically thicker like the one on top. So 21 gauge is on top and 24 gauge is on the bottom. These are some common heads that you could find. So the one on my right is the ball end, the one in the middle has the flat head, and then the one on the end is called an eye pin. We don't sell those here. You can easily make those out of wire yourself. You can get decorative heads as well, but we have these 3 common ones. And now sometimes the wire can be a little bit kinked or wavy, so just use the fingers to gently pull everything, and the heat from your fingers will heat everything up and straighten it out. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the importance of the thickness of the head pin and or the head of the actual pin. So you want to take into account the hole size on your bead. So you would want to use a thicker one for a thicker hole bead. You also don't want this to happen where your bead slides right off of the head. So it's important to figure out what you need. Sometimes you need a little tiny bead on the bottom, or you can use a ball end like this, which already has a bead soldered to it. You layer it up as much as you like, but you want to leave a little bit of room at the top here, maybe at least an inch for you to create the loop on top. And this first thing we're going to show you, well, first of all, you do need your tools. So round nose, flush cutters like this, and your chain nose cutters are the most common ones that you'll need for this type of project. We're going to start with our round nose here. And for this first method, I'm going to show you, you're going to need about an inch or so left over. This is a little bit over an inch, so that's fine. And we're just simply going to bend our wire back away from us. Then you're going to choose how big a loop you want to make. So you choose your diameter on here, and I'm about 1/4 of a way in. I'm just going to form my wire around my pliers here. So just like this, just bend the wire around and get it so we got a crisscross going on here where the bend was. Then you're just simply going to take your flush cutters, put the flush part up against that crisscross right here and cut. Watch your eyes when you're cutting. And you'll have something that looks like this. This is definitely an easy way to do it. It makes attaching to things easy. The only problem is your beads are moving around a lot, so I don't always like that idea. This also becomes a weak link right here because if you're attaching it to anything, it could open and something could slip out. But otherwise, it is easy to open just like a jump ring. So you just open it like this and you can attach it to a chain. So basically a soldered shut link, or you can attach it to a bigger ring or a jump ring, whatever, and then close it back up. So that's one way that you can do things with a head pin. And this next way, we're going to probably save about an inch, so I can cut a little bit off of here. It's a little bit too much room. You need about an inch or just under for this next step. And again, we're going to use our round nose pliers, and you're going to go about 1/4 of a way in, and literally all we're doing is just coiling our wire down. So I'm not coiling the wire on top of itself, I'm coiling next to it. And the coils towards the tip are getting smaller, but that's okay because we're going to cut those off. So you just keep going until you can't go anymore. Then you come in with your flush cutters and you're going to cut towards the bottom just that last coil. So you have 2 like this, and you just don't want the wire sticking out anywhere. Then you're going to reform your circle here so that everything is nice and tight. The only problem with this is now I cannot attach it to a chain, but I can attach it to a jump ring. So this is a jump ring. They come in several sizes. Here's a large one just so you can see how they work. You open and you close it flush again. So this method works just fine for this and is actually stronger than this one because it will not open up. So those are 2 ways of doing this. Now the third way is by far what I use the most here at Firefly. So we're going to use a round nose again. And at this point, we want to make sure our beads are all the way down. Like I cannot push them down any further. No gaps down below. Okay. And I'm going to test and then pinch the end and just push my wire away from me. So about a little ways in, like 1/8 of an inch or so. So just push the wire away from me. Now I'm going to go up into the pliers a little bit more to get that 1/4 inch diameter that I need. And I'm just going to bend the wire back. And notice my pliers are very tight against here. So I'm turning this around so you can see my wire is touching my pliers all around. I'm going to take this tail now and I'm going to bend it to the left and to the back so that it looks like this. So basically bent away from us, bent towards us, and then bent around and to the back. So we have this crisscross here, which is what you want to see. We're going to coil this tail down, but before we coil it down, you might want to attach it to a closed or soldered shut ring, like a chain. So you could attach it first and then do your coils. But if you're not going to attach it to anything, you can just straight up do your coils. So let me show you that. Let me fix this circle here a little bit. All right. So what I mean by coils is I'm going to grip my loop here without gripping where it's crisscrossing. I'm going to take my tail and I'm going to go around. And see how I'm turning the piece? I'm just laying my wire tightly against the neck of the head pin and having my coils lay down below, so side by side, not on top. Just keeping everything tight. So you should see coils going all the way down to your beads. You can even use your chain nose to pop the tail in place where you need to tighten things up. So you should have typically 2 to 3 coils when you do something like this. So now we just need to snip off this tail. You can see our beads aren't moving anymore, so that's great. You're going to use the backs of the flush side and snip that off. And again, watch your eyes. You can always burnish down whatever little piece might be sticking out. And burnishing just means you don't want to be able to feel that nub of wire. You don't want it to catch on anything. So again, now we can attach this to anything as long as it's not soldered shut. We could have attached it to a soldered shut thing earlier. Now I can only do this. Excuse me. We can also just simply grab a little ear hook. These are some of the most simple and best-selling earrings we make, is just doing the head pin and beads and just hanging them from ear hooks like this. So you can do that with any of these methods that we just learned. You can use these for several different things too, but let me show you again how it goes. So this first one we did is not the most secure, but it will work. The second one is very secure, but you cannot attach it to a soldered shut piece unless you're using a jump ring. So I can't attach it to that unless I have a jump ring. This last one I can attach it to a soldered shut piece, and also it's the most secure way of doing a wire wrap. If you have any questions, please let us know down in the comments below. Otherwise, don't forget to like this video or hit subscribe to our channel to learn beading tips and tricks like these in the future. So happy beading from us at Firefly.